What's going on, people? I am Swavor, and yes, we're here again with another episode. I am joined by Illuminated Lenses and Coco Love, and this is Opinionated Facts. And on Opinionated Facts, we talk about breaking news and current event analysis, but sometimes we talk about other things as well. We have some great topics for you guys, and we're going to start with Illuminated Lenses. What you got for us today, bro?
Today, I've got news in California. Apparently, California is banning gasoline cars by 2035. The plan is, they want to be more environmentally friendly, and they're trying to battle, against climate change. The decision was made by the California Air Force Board, and in addition, 35% of new vehicles sold in California must produce zero emissions by 2026 and to 68% by 2030. And if you're wondering, emissions is basically the smoke that comes from the tailpipe. I'm not even finna cap to you. I had to look that up. I was like, emissions? That's a big word.
I call some emissions, man, and they don't. You ever been riding and want to be down, and you be smelling the smoke coming from the tailpipe in front of you, man. It's not good. So I know what you mean.
What are y'all thoughts about that? Do y'all think this is a good idea?
Well, I think so. Absolutely. I like what we're doing with going green and just having a less polluted world to live in. I think California don't they have Los Angeles? They have like this toxic cloud over the city. Have y'all heard of that before?
Smog.
The smog.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why they're really probably trying to head it off early. Like, hey man, let's try to go ahead and get this thing going because we already got enough problems. And also it's extremely expensive. I think that'll help a lot of people out with gas prices being ridiculous.
Yeah.
The cost of living there is crazy. So yeah, I think this could help out in several ways. What you got? What you think, Coco?
I think as well. I agree. I think it's good for them. I think I'm excited to see who's going to follow suit or whatever. I mean, it is a little while away though too, so I guess that gives everybody a chance to get prepared, I suppose. But I do wonder. I never really looked at the price of a electric vehicle, I guess. But so I wonder if they're more expensive. I feel like they probably would be more expensive than a car that takes fuel. So I just wonder if they're going to adjust the prices for those cars at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's going to be just kind of the same cost as it would be for a fuel engine.
That's a good question. That's something I look forward to. We probably could, as time goes on, we'll keep the people updated because I mean that's actually a really good question.
I'm interested to see who's gonna fall in next though, like as far as like states to do it. But I'm not surprised that they're one of the first people to do it.
And you always have heard rumors about it's coming, about the electric cars and everything. I mean, we even heard about them trying to do things with flying cars. But me personally, I don't think the flying cars is a good idea because half of y'all can't even drive on the road now.
Keep it on the ground, Playboy.
You gonna mess around and crash into somebody's two-story window.
Man, you sitting in the living room trying to figure out what happened.
Right. You can't even stay on the lines now. But what do y'all got?
Well, sticking, I guess, with the transportation mode or whatever, but it's a little different, and this kind of goes with flying too. So, I don't know if y'all heard about it, but basically, it's believed that 2 Ethiopian airline pilots fell asleep at the wheel and sleeping on the job. So it says officials believe. It says officials believe that 2 pilots fell asleep while they were in flight, which resulted in them missing their landing. Now, if it's one thing, if you're gonna fall asleep on the job, I mean, this is a dangerous job to fall asleep on, so there's that. But if you're gonna fall asleep on the job, let's keep it cute and kind of know when you need to wake up. And I think that landing would be a good time. So anyway, according to a report by Aviation Herald, which is like a commercial aviation news site, the flight was heading to Ethiopia from Sudan on Monday. And the plane was an Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 737-800. And it was en route from, I'm going to mess this up, but I think it's pronounced Khartoum. I think it's Khartoum. Khartoum. So pronounce that how you will. Okay. And it was headed to Addis Ababa. Also, whatever. Anyway, and it continued past the top of descent. So basically it missed its landing pretty much. So it was cruising at 37,000 feet on autopilot. Okay. And it failed to descend at the international airport. So air traffic control couldn't get in contact with the crew or whatever, even after they tried to several times. So then an alarm was triggered, and then that's when the plane passed the runway, and then they continued along their route like they wasn't even supposed to be landing at the airport. So when the alarm triggered, that woke the pilots up supposedly or whatever, and then they circled that thing back around and came back and landed 25 minutes later safely. So, according to a statement by Ethiopian Airlines on Friday, the crew involved obviously has been removed from flying, and then until their investigation is complete. So they haven't been fired per se, but it's coming. And according to an article from CNN, this report comes months after pilots at Southwest and Delta Airlines warned airline executives about pilot exhaustion. So apparently, it's been a lot of pilots saying that they're exhausted because it's a lot of demand for flights, because the flight industry is kind of increasing, is ramping back up because COVID. Everybody forgot about COVID, and also the weather. It's a lot of canceled flights because of the weather lately, so that puts more pilots in demand, and so they're not getting the time off and the rest that they need. And so that's leading to pilot exhaustion. And also back in May, an ITA pilot, so this is back in Italy, whatever, was fired after falling asleep during a flight between New York and Rome, which is a long distance, falling asleep. So anyway, what are y'all thoughts?
We're just not gonna set an alarm or I'm all for taking a nap. I need my required naps in a day. I need about 1 or 2 good ones function. But I just feel like when you in the air, I feel like I'm gonna set probably like 3 or 4 alarms just to, make sure I, wake up. Don't want to, wake up too late and I already crash into a mountain somewhere. You know what I mean?
I'm actually kind of surprised that it was 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that they just didn't think, hey, look, if you're really tired, man, hey, you take a little breather, or take a little nap or whatever, and then I'll take one after you. Like, why did they think to do that? Because that's extremely dangerous, man. I mean, just imagine if you're sitting in the back of the plane, you don't even know what's going on, and then then somebody says, hey, the pilot's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine the type of fear that would be going through? Like, man, it's crazy. You been went up there and slapped one of them. Hey, man, get your
wake you.
What the hell you doing?
I mean, I never would have thought, honestly, that my pilots are asleep. Like, I just took a flight in June or whatever for my birthday, and just the thought of them sleep up there at the wheel, like, this is the wrong time, player. Like, I need you to get it together, look alive, because I want to be alive. Get it together. Like, I never thought that they do that. So I don't know, but like you said, that does make sense if one of them was to go to sleep and the other one kind of, keep an eye on things, because anything can happen. So it's just, kind of dangerous or whatever. But, maybe this will bring more attention to it, because I mean, they definitely need to get their rest and everything. Don't nobody have time to be in and up on the side of a mountain or something like that. Like, it's kind of scary. So hopefully they'll address that.
Well, this is kind of not, I ain't gonna say it's the same at all, because actually it has nothing to do with it, but it does have something to do with being responsible. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the situation that took place with a malfunctioning roller coaster in New Jersey, Six Flags Great Adventure theme park. Did y'all hear about that?
I didn't.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it.
So I'm not quite sure exactly what happened, but I know that it left 5 people going to a local hospital, and several other people were actually injured. And they said they complained about back pain. And so I just thought that this was like really crazy. Like, I love theme parks. I guess I'm just the type of person who I just like adventures in general. And what better way to go and to hit a theme park to kind of just bring out the inner kid in you. But man, lately it just seems like more, unless we just haven't been paying attention to it, but just more and more people have seemed to be talking about people dying or getting hurt on these roller coasters. And so I just said, I got to talk about this to bring some more awareness. And so I want to share some things with you guys. So about 4 people die every year on roller coasters. Did y'all know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You have a chance of 1 in 750 million of dying on a roller coaster. Now that may seem like, well, wow, that's a whole lot of chances or whatever, right? For you to just to stay alive. But here's where it gets crazy. You don't want to be that 1 in 750 million. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then they was talking about how a lot of people get injured, but they don't report it. So a lot of times they cover the deaths, or like when it's a lot of people that get hurt, but they was talking about it happens all the time. People just get hurt in general, but they don't really talk about it, or it's not on the news. So I'm just saying all of this to say, man, I think we should bring some more awareness to people being careful when going to these theme parks and then decide they want to get on these rides, because these rides can kill you. And if nothing else, if you don't take it serious, they can hurt you in a way. It may take you some time to heal, if you can even heal. So what do y'all think about that?
I don't know. That's crazy. It's kind of scary because I love theme parks as well. And, I was thinking like, you don't really think about as a child, you don't think about the dangers. Like you don't know, I guess, as a child, like how dangerous it really is. All you know is you get on there, you put your seatbelt on if there is one, because some of them don't have one. But, you put your seatbelt on and, you enjoy the ride, and you're not exposed to the reality of the dangers in it until you get older. And of course, our generation as well has that pesky Final Destination movie to thank as well for some concerns. But I mean, it's real. It can happen. And so then, you pay attention to the headlines and stuff as well as you get older. So it is concerning though, because like you said, I love going to theme parks or whatever. I wouldn't mind going to one to finish out my summer, but it's kind of scary because it's like, hey man, has this been inspected? Do y'all know what y'all doing? As the ride attendant. So it's scary. I mean, because like you said, I forgot the number you said, but it does sound like it's a lot. But you could be that one, So
one in 750 million. That's the chances.
Yeah. You could be that one though, and I don't want to be. I'd love to be a standout person. I love. I love to be. I do. I love to be a standout person. Like, you're the only one that has ever done X, Y, and Z. However, I do not want to be the only one that out of all these people that unfortunately like got hurt or lost my life to trying to enjoy myself. So it's like it's scary.
Nah, little buddy, you can't pick and choose. You gonna stand out. You gonna be standing out. All right.
I don't want to be a standout no more. Never mind.
Well, yeah, look, I'm also a big fan of amusement parks. I've had my share of scary moments at one. I remember this one time I was on this little boat one at the state fair. And if anybody's been to the state fair in Montgomery, you know what I'm talking about, the little boat it's not a seatbelt, but they put the little, I don't know what you call it, the little rail
the bar
on top of you. Yeah, there we go. The bar on top of you and everything. And then that boat just get to rocking, and it keep going up and down, but it starts getting a little high. And I'm not the biggest person in weight or height. And yeah, I was sliding, and wow, I was holding on to it for dear life. It was like I was in P Valley holding on to that pole. I was oh boy, that was an experience. But this whole story kind of reminded me of that other story that's happened with that I don't know if it's an amusement park or some type of water park or something that had a grand opening and apparently a grand closing one day. Like, did y'all hear about that? The one that it was like a big slide or something, and it was no water or nothing like that. And they literally just, yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I've been seeing them folks. I just saw one where this girl was going down that slide and she went down and her wig came down after her. That junk is funny. Okay, it's been just throwing people down there. It's so funny to me, but I know it hurts because the way that they sound when their body is hitting the bumps, it does sound pretty painful.
On top of cuss words with a flu. All the way down there, each bump. God, son of a...
Man, hey, you on the way now, so it's on. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Again, like I said, I remember being on a roller coaster one time, and I think it was the last time I got on a roller coaster. But I don't know, man. It's something about those narrow rails, and you just be going around them curves super fast. And like after me being on that ride, I think I may have been 19, but yeah, it was just really high. We were just going kind of fast. And I think, like you said, just be paranoid up there. And then it's like sometimes they just feel real shaky or not too sturdy. And, you be sliding around. Like you said, it's just like, when you're real young, you don't think about it. You're just enjoying it. But I think at that point I had reached a point of, awareness. And I was like, you probably fall out of this thing. And it's not going to go too well for you. So, I started laying off on the roller coasters after that.
I think it's like when you get older, I think the punk in you like increases because it's like you start thinking of like when you're a kid, you think, oh man, what could possibly go wrong? But then when you get older, you think of, oh man, this can actually go wrong.
Yes, it can. Yeah, that fall is not gonna be something I'm just gonna be able to bounce up from. I'm probably gonna be laying it for a while at this point.
Start thinking of stuff that don't make sense. Dog, if I get hurt, I ain't got no sick time at work. I can't call out. I broke my leg. They gonna fire me. You know, I got that bill due. I can't afford to get fired right now. Let me go get down this slide, this little thing.
Well, y'all, as always, thank y'all so much for listening. This was a short one today. We're actually missing one of our team members, but she will be back soon. You can follow us on basically anywhere podcasts being hosted: Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can actually listen to us. Let us know what you guys want us to cover, and I guess we'll go from there. But again, I am Swavor, along with Illuminated Lenses, Coco Love. This is Opinionated Facts. Until next time, peace.